feeding the cats this morning, I realized that I'm not always authentic to people, and part of the reason is because survival is very strong. There's this sensitivity to rejection, and I think we all have it to some degree. But from a very young age, I was very aware that I had to do things that pleased adults, or it would get really scary for me. And I want to add, I had to act a certain way in order to make sure I was loved. And that meant repressing my feelings for the adults to be happy with me. And some of the adults couldn't really handle their feelings. And as a small child who didn't know any better, I always thought the problem was me. The only thing is I've taken that into adulthood. So if I'm feeling a certain way where I can help other people, I share from that space. And if I'm struggling, I tend to isolate and shut down, which is obviously not helpful, nor is it healthy. I'm understanding, in order to be a human who is fully 2 feet into all of my relationships, I'm really doing others a disservice by not saying when I'm struggling. And I'm just wondering if that comes up for you too. We really want to fit in. But also when we repress so much in order to fit in, we teach ourselves that we have to be only a certain way in order to have relationships with others. And we project that outward onto others as well. Whatever we feel inside is our mirror on the outside. And I'm realizing that this pain, this story, this pattern is a choice that I make. It's always a choice. And no judgment, I will still fall into that. But I'm realizing now, with the agency that I realize that I have, that I can choose something different. I'll still get upset, I'll still get in my own head, and there'll be that critical voice telling me, not to share, not to bother anybody, but that way of being is actually more painful. So just by sharing this with you, I'm wondering if this sparks something in you. Are there areas that you play yourself down, or play it safe, or go along to get along, and not giving the people in your life that are important to you a chance to see all the sides of you, especially for people like me who are sensitive people, who have trauma, who, have been yelled at by various, people in your life, whatever story comes up, and how that's kind of shaped the box that you put yourself in. Sorry, the cats just got scared. They're also hungry. And how we're putting other people in boxes and saying that they're limited, how that is a reflection of how we are limited. We can't really trust other people if we can't trust ourselves. Taking these kinds of risks, although they're scary, they are also exhilarating. Because yes, you may lose people in your life by showing all the sides of you, but those who stick around, you will then know who your people are. And then being a human is so much easier in a sense, because you're not struggling alone. Because here's another thing, folks, is that when you're vulnerable and express scary, vulnerable things to those you love, you then do this beautiful service to them to be able to express to you what they may be holding in, what they may be struggling with. And then in that beauty, in that mess, there's deeper appreciation and trust. I don't know about you, but I'm assuming that's where you want to be. That's definitely what I want. I want to manifest, cultivate more of that. So that's part of why I'm making a video, even though, to be honest and vulnerable, I don't want to do this shit. I really don't. Here is the crux of it. I actually do want to do this. It's just the part that doesn't want to do it needs to have more exposure therapy. So that's where I am. I hope this message resonated, and I hope you feel less alone if you're struggling with something. You don't have to be at your best 100% of the time to have good, solid friendships. It is a give and a take. It would really help the world if we could love ourselves, right? The war we're seeing, the chaos we're seeing, the division we're seeing comes from the division within ourselves. So, lots of love. Until next time.